Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Lockie, Kiwi vegan granddad, with my daughter Amelia.
Hi.
So today we're going to be making some dashi. So when people in Japan think of dashi, what do they think of?
The standard dashi, which is a really common ingredient in a lot of cooking in Japan, would be made from kombu, which is a seaweed, and we call it katsuobushi, which I think is bonito. Is that what you call it in English? It's a fish flake. It's like dried tuna.
Tuna, yeah.
It's been peeled. What do you call like when you do a really thin? Shaved. Shaved's the word I was looking for. Into these flakes. So that is what the standard dashi is. It would be kombu and fish, right? So not vegan, which is unfortunate because a lot of the sides in Japan would look vegan otherwise. They use a lot of vegetables, but they're often cooked in dashi as well. So something that looks vegetarian or even vegan probably isn't. Which
is why if you ever buy anything, I guess if it's got a label on it, that you check it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to be making a vegan dashi, but essentially to get that same kind of flavour without using fish. And so what are we using instead?
Well, we're going to use the same kombu, and then we have soybeans, which are dried. So dried kombu, dried soybeans, and dried shiitake. And I've already cut the ends of the shiitake and given them a wee wipe. And they recommend giving the kombu a wipe with a wet cloth as well before using it.
Cool. So 40 grams of the shiitake mushrooms.
Yep.
40 grams of the dried soybeans. And depending on how much you want your dashi to taste like the sea, it determines on how much kombu. We've got 30 grams here?
Roughly. I have seen recipes which say 40, 40, 40. But when I did it that way, I felt it tasted very seaweedy, so I've just gone back a little bit on the kombu.
Right. Okay. And this particular recipe is one that has been used by some people in Japan.
Yes.
For a while.
Yes. It's called shojin dashi. This is still a traditional dashi.
Mm-hmm.
It's from shojin cooking, which is an old Buddhist type of cooking. It wasn't all Buddhist monks, but some Buddhist monks chose to be, I guess, essentially vegan. So it's a traditional recipe.
So this is a traditional vegan dashi, but not one that you would commonly find.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is...
First, we're going to dry roast the soybeans in the pan. And we're going to do it until they're just lightly browned and getting fragrant.
Okay, should we do that?
Sure. I can smell them.
Yeah, it's looking great. That's just starting to brown a little bit, which is what we want, isn't it?
Yep.
Should we say that's enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. They're getting a little brown spots on them.
How long do you think that took, Lockie?
Ooh, a couple of minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Excellent, great. So we've done the soybeans.
Roasted the soybeans. So today we're going to be making 2 litres.
2 litres.
And it's actually incredibly simple. I have a pot here. So,
yep.
What we're going to do is put them in.
Okay. Put the mushrooms in.
You want to try breaking up that, just cracking it into smaller bits. If that doesn't work, I'll grab some scissors.
Like that?
Yep. The good thing with dashi is that you can store it in the fridge for a few days at least. So it's good to make a whole lot if you're going to be cooking lots of Japanese dishes. So that's the 2 litres.
And I imagine that you can scale this up.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to make 4 litres, then you just double.
Yeah.
Have you got that lid thing that push things down?
Oh, I do.
Okay, so I'm going to use this. I've actually bought one to take home with me. So how does it operate? So it just basically gets bigger and bigger.
It's a drop lid.
And it's going to hold everything down in the water.
Stick a lid on it as well.
Right.
Otherwise the shiitake, we didn't really show, did we? But they float to the top, don't they?
Yeah, excellent. So what do we do with this now?
We're going to put it in the fridge overnight.
Overnight, and we'll cook it up tomorrow. Okay, cool.
Cool.
Kia ora anō. Well, it's been a day and everything's rehydrated. So what are we going to do now?
Well, we're going to bring it to boil. We're going to take the seaweed out just before it boils. To be honest, I don't actually know why, but they say to do that. And then we'll boil, like simmer the soybeans and the mushrooms for about 5 minutes, and then we'll strain it and it's done.
Cool, let's do it. Okay, so the broth is just starting to be on the turn. So we're going to remove the kombu now.
It's getting a very strong smell, isn't it, Lockie?
Yeah.
It smells of the ocean. I wonder if that's all. No? Good.
Okay, so we'll put the lid on and let it boil for about 5 minutes.
There's one more.
One more.
Sneaky one.
Right, so there's a little bit of scum, or what would you call it, foam on top, so we'll just get that off as much as we can. Definitely has a yeah, quite strong smell and taste, and it's really nice. Okay, so we're just taking that off and we'll let it continue to boil.
Simmer.
Sorry, simmer. Okay, so it's been simmering, a low simmer, for about 5 minutes, and we're going to strain it off. We've got a sieve with a muslin cloth. You could use a paper towel if you wanted to, but we're being environmentally conscious. Okay, so here we go. So here we have the dashi, all ready for making into a soup or using in various things. Right, so we've made our dashi.
Here's the finished dashi. It's still hot, so you would, I guess you could use it straight away, or you can let it cool down and use it later.
Yep. So how long can you refrigerate this for?
If it's in an airtight container, probably 4 to 5 days, although I imagine you could freeze it as well in portions.
Cool, so this is good for broths, soups, and also you could use it for cooking some vegetables.
It's used in a lot of dishes, a lot of Japanese dishes. You can try it.
Shall I have a wee
You
try?
can try it, it could be hot. It looks hot.
Oishi.
Very good.
Okay, that's it, and we'll be doing another video making this into a dish. So that's it for now.
Alright, bye.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Cool.